You talked to Xpac recently, too.
Yeah, he was feeling very honest for some reason.
Xpac was huge in the WWF.
Yeah.
Did he make it to the WWE when they had to change their name?
Yes.
He was in there for a while?
Yeah. He definitely was, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people know Xpac, big time, and he was...
He was the 1, 2, 3 kid in another life.
He was wandering through these halls and decided to just open up to Sam.
Well, yeah.
And then no one picked up your interview, by the way. No one's talking about it, and he has some crazy shit to say.
He was stuck in New York, and I guess nobody needed this studio I was in, so he ended up talking to me for 40 minutes about stuff he probably shouldn't have been talking about.
Are you saying all this stuff's worth playing?
Well, I mean, that's why I separated it into whatever maybe...
Should we start with the getting arrested?
That was what was on TMZ recently.
Okay, check this out. Xpac talking to Sam.
What brings you to New York, first of all?
Well, I was here this past weekend for a... they have conventions, here.
Do they?
Well, they have several in this area.
Yeah.
So I was just here for that, and ended up I did a couple of interviews, shot a couple of interviews, one with Kevin Nash, and ended up getting my wallet stolen by some crazy bitch that fell off the wagon. She started drinking and
Chyna? Oh, you were with her?
Well, no, she was like the limo driver's wife or something crazy.
Boy. At who brought you to the convention?
Yeah, it was ridiculous, man. And I was at a friend's room. I'm not going to say who it was. And
He's another wrestler, though?
Yeah, we were shooting an interview. And
shooting.
The girl comes out naked, plops on the bed, pissed all over the fucking bed.
What?
Yeah.
That's the limo driver's wife?
Yeah.
And then
the bitch stole my wallet.
How'd she steal your wallet?
Well, I had changed I changed into some shorts.
Uh-huh.
And, my bad.
And there it goes.
You know what? We might have to play a lot of this because this really gives you an insight of what the fuck's going on with these guys.
It really does.
Damn. And a lot of these guys are just dropping because they're doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah. He said, what's he doing in a hotel room with something? He's been in the business for as long as he had. He's as old as he is, and he's still shooting interviews in hotel rooms, and naked women are pissing on hotel beds.
On the bed.
What's going on?
Stole his wallet.
He should have made a lot of money.
Yeah.
In his heyday. He should be set for a while.
Yeah.
All right, then it continues. Xpac.
All right, well, that's an interesting story to be.
Yeah, and so, but then I got thrown in jail for 4 hours or something.
What'd you get thrown in jail for?
For weed. I had some weed in my pocket.
He's very open.
And all he's doing, he sat down. I didn't pry anything out. I just said, what brings you to New York?
Yeah. And now there's some weed.
Dude, this goes into steroids and drugs, China's clit. And
wow.
Then him, I'll save the last part for last.
Yeah.
Last part for last.
I had some weed in my pocket going to the airport with no ID, trying to get on the plane. What a
so you
fucking
had no ID,
dumbass,
but you had
right?
weed on you.
God, what a dip.
You hear that? So he has no ID.
Yeah.
And he has weed in his pocket, right?
Yeah. It was at Newark Airport.
On his person, he has fucking weed.
It's in his
but
pocket.
No ID.
No, he doesn't have his wallet. So is it? I guess I haven't known anybody who's gotten arrested at the airport since 9/11. Is it more like, did they act like it was an urgent thing? Or
no, well, the cops were like, they weren't really happy with the fact that they even made a big deal about it. It was a TSA, one of those security guys, saving the world from the fucking potheads.
And they were just kind of like, look,
maybe
we
there
gotta
was some
do
fucking
this.
explosives in my weed or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my
God,
God.
I don't know. I've been years and years and never got thrown in jail for weed.
Yeah. Well, how was jail?
Just fine.
It was good.
Yeah, it was no problem.
Yeah.
I mean, it was an inconvenience, and I felt bad wasting. It was a waste of their time, really, because I was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Good so far?
What a dolt.
They have to arrest you if you have drugs and no ID.
Yeah.
And he wasn't bluffing because when he got to the building here, I put him in the system, and he couldn't get in. Somebody had to go down and talk to him because he couldn't show the building his ID because he didn't have an ID. Where's his ID?
God.
It got stolen. It was in the wallet.
That was the crazy chick.
that was
drunk
pissing on
lady
the
who
bed.
pissed on the bed.
Okay. Well, now he ramps up the interview with Sam. He just decided to let it all out, I guess.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe because no one has asked him a question in 10 years. Said, fuck, finally, someone's asking me a question.
I'll answer everything.
I got some shit to say today.
You've been like in the spotlight since '93, pretty
93,
much, when
yeah.
you popped up in WWF. I don't think you weren't using steroids then, were you?
No, we were all getting drug tested.
Yeah.
And it was serious because, Vince had, he was indicted for the distribution of steroids and all that. It was a bullshit charge. It was a fucking witch hunt. And so like they were ruling with an iron fist. They were trying to catch it. I mean, it wasn't even just random drug tests for the PR purposes. They were like testing us one night and then testing us again the next night.
So they wanted.
God forbid they do that.
Yeah. What the fuck are they thinking?
I was supposed to do our drugs and we keep getting tested.
Yeah, testing.
So they wanted to catch people to like say, look, we're catching people.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. So where was it?
So we were all like, we couldn't smoke weed, couldn't take steroids. But if you had a prescription, you could eat all the fucking pills and drink all the alcohol you wanted.
So is that when the pill thing started?
I mean, I think it's been for, years. And it's not just in wrestling. It's just, I mean, there's a certain mentality of person that ends up being a wrestler.
Wow, this is
some
good shit.
I was 10 and 12 years old watching these guys wrestle, and now I know they're just sitting there eating. He describes it as eating pills. Like,
yeah, you don't even take them. He's
like they're
eating
Skittles.
pills.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you don't eat Tic Tacs or whatever.
Yeah. He's eating
Imagine if
pills.
you said to someone, I'm eating Tic Tacs.
You're supposed to swallow a pill if you need it.
Right.
Yeah.
Not just sit there eating pills.
Yeah.
Like it's cereal.
This is Sam talking to Xpac
Chyna
a
knows
mere
what
week
she's
ago.
doing there when she's sucking some dick, though, from this video we're watching.
Well, she's watched a lot of people suck her dick, so she picked up
That's probably it.
a few pointers over the years.
Augie has a big one to choke on. What's he got, 6?
More from Xpac.
So was there any place that it was easier to do steroids than it was in the, mid-90s WWF?
Well, all the
was it
all the
easier to get away with
WCW
it?
guys were able to.
And because they weren't testing? Or
Right.
Just,
They weren't.
Sure.
No, I mean, I think they had a policy in place.
But they just, whatever.
Yeah, right. I mean, I guess if you say you got arrested, then they would have, just cause to test you. But I mean, Vince stopped testing in like 97 because it was costing an arm and a leg. And,
Was he? So everybody in WCW
In
was
his
using
stupid brain, he's got to think maybe someday, Vince will call me to come back.
I asked him,
What are you doing?
After this, I was like, would you ever return? And he goes, there's no way they would let me back with their whole TV PG and Linda running for office because of the porno movie I was in.
Oh,
So
okay.
what the fuck then?
Yeah, he's going to talk about that in a minute, too. Xpac.
And all those years, there wasn't really that much of a problem. I guess I say that because I didn't have a problem during the Attitude years. I just smoked weed.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, like, I didn't notice.
Did you feel
But
like
other
around
guys-
you there was a lot of steroid use in that time?
No, I took steroids then.
Yeah, that's when you started.
I took steroids when I first went to WCW.
Okay. Was that just to bulk up?
Yeah.
Yeah. you didn't want to be the small
Fuck
guy.
yeah, because everybody else was doing it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, and for Vince, a couple guys were doing it and getting away with it because they were smart. Mm-hmm. But they were still rolling the dice. They got caught a couple of times.
What about like if you're a more famous guy, like a main event guy? Was it easier to get away with it because they're not going to suspend you because they need you for TV? Or
maybe. I mean, I can see why some people might think that.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, if I can only say maybe to that because fuck it. Yeah, I'm sure of it. You know that? You know what the fuck am I trying to do here? Fucking tiptoe through the tulips.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rules.
He's amazing.
What a fucking expose.
Yeah. He showed up like 20 minutes late, and so I was only going to talk to him for like 10 minutes. And then, thank God, nobody wanted to use that studio because he just kept talking.
What do you think is the motivation behind this?
Nah, he's just out of his
He's
mind.
just stuck in New York,
He's just,
bored.
but he's saying shit that, like, no one goes on the record saying.
No, he's a mic right in front of him.
Sam is disarming. He's probably like, this
Yeah,
kid's
look
a
at this
little
kid.
college wrestling.
Little
Yeah,
fresh-faced
it's
kid.
just a wrestling fan.
Rosy
Just
cheeks. What's
happy to
going to
meet
end up on a
Xpac.
blog somewhere?
Podcast. I'll talk.
Apple-cheeked little boy of mixed
Podcast.
race.
Does he know where this is going to end up now?
Kind of. I mean, on the radio, the big Sirius XM logos on every mic flag.
Oh, but does he realize like that people listen to this show and it ends up on all
Like
the
wrestling fans listen to,
all the blogs
wrestlers listen to this show?
Do they?
If she's
Yeah.
giving him
What
a
wrestlers?
foot job.
Wrestlers I've met, a lot of independent wrestlers I've met, and
Exactly.
older wrestlers know it. I mean, I haven't asked. The
I want to
new
lick
guys.
Chyna's pussy.
Oh God! No, you just want to. You might as well just suck
No, it's a pussy.
Xpac's dick.
I don't want to suck his dick. I just want her pussy.
No, that's an awful pussy.
She's a wonderful vagina.
It's awful. There's a penis on it.
I applaud it.
There's a mini penis on it.
There is a fucking penis on her vagina.
She talks about that.
Sucking dick. She's dirty.
Or Xpac talks about China's.
Of course he does.
But first, one more about steroids and drugs here.
Has weed?
It's helped me, and the positives far outweigh the negatives for me.
Has
talking
it
about
kind
weed.
of ever, when you're celebrating or something, veered? You say, "Well, I'm smoking weed. I can do this," or that doesn't.
No, you know what does that? Alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I drink and get drunk,
That's
I'll
when
do
you're like,
anything. You
whatever.
can put meth, coke, anything.
So maybe the booze is
The booze is the fucking the worst thing going.
Yeah.
I mean,
Booze is way more evil than pot.
especially when combined with meth
Yeah,
and
and especially
coke.
since
way
if you
more.
do it, you start doing coke and meth.
Way more evil.
Wow.
Xpac likes to party.
X-Pac out of control, I would
Yeah.
say.
going.
Yeah.
I mean, for a lot of people, because it's so right there. You can never totally escape alcohol or
Yeah.
cigarettes because they're everywhere. I think I'm well spoken, fairly. For a pothead. I mean, I'm not stoned in here right now, but I smoked on, the way here.
I seem to have your sense
Yeah, I'm
about
fine.
you.
I used to do it 15 minutes before I'd get in the ring.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
And you were always. Was there
All
ever,
those matches that people saw me that they said I had a really good match.
Yeah, well, that's why.
In spite of marijuana.
Jesus.
So there you have it. If you ever liked a 1, 2, 3 Kid or Xpac match, he was stoned while he was doing it.
Fucking stoned.
Yes, he was just high while he was in there.
Makes it easier to take bumps, right?
I guess
You'll
so.
take some harder bumps.
I guess, but it doesn't. It seems like you might jeopardize the safety of the person that.
He's
Who's
wrestling.
that you're
with?
Where they're counting on you not to break.
Like when somebody's responsible for dropping you on your head
That's what I was
safely.
gonna say, yeah. Make sure you don't break his neck.
You hope they're not under
You
the
gotta do that
influence.
just
of
right,
anything.
right?
Yes.
All right, he moves on to Chyna and the sex tape. This is X-Pac talking to Sam about a week ago.
Was she crazy? 'Cause
She was a fucking nut before. She just hit it well.
okay, so when
and
she was
then-
in WWE,
Yeah.
WWF, dating Hunter and everything, she was still crazy.
Yeah, she just hit it very well.
Because it seemed like when she left the spotlight and nobody was around her, that's when she seemed like she was going crazy. But
Well,
she
yeah,
was always
what
crazy.
it was, she did the Playboy stuff. She got back into the second Playboy shoot, and that's right around the time I got together with her. And she was running
okay.
around with Hef and all the girls. Like they called it. It was before the girl next door stuff. They called it the party posse. It was like 7 bitches, and then most of them were. I think they were all blondes. And they were all doing coke, and I mean not all of them, but
Bunch of
all
them.
of a sudden, this girl Joni that I'd known, as a good friend, always sober
Really?
her whole life, is all of a sudden drinking and snorting coke.
After the
and,
Playboy thing.
yeah.
Wow.
And if you got fucking mental problems, that's really gonna make a move.
He is a rip, man. He is a pisser.
Yeah.
He's just like, he doesn't get
He's like,
doing
fuck it.
coke and fucking.
He probably knows he's going to die soon, so I might as well get all this on record.
Because I
Wow,
just spent
man.
20 minutes talking about wrestling with him. So I guess he was like, oh, we're just talking about wrestling and talking about whatever. And then he just says that Chyna started doing coke at the Playboy match. I don't know what he's talking about.
Drinking, mental problems.
Wow.
I was at a point in my life where I was pretty pathetic.
Really?
Yeah, and she was very, very had a lot of power and control over me.
Oh, so you were still dating her at the time when the tape came out.
Sex tape.
Well, sort of. No, when we made it,
Right.
we
Oh, okay.
were
So you're
obviously
talking about when you
together.
made it, and she was like,
Yeah,
"Let's make this."
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and she'll try to say, "Oh, it was stolen," and she's such a fucking liar.
She sold it
Of course. Well, we both made money off of it,
Because
but
you
she made a
can't-
lot more than I did.
because it's called Chyna, not
Yeah.
One Night in
And
Xbox.
she's the one that it was like a freak show, And she got so upset at the artwork on the artwork. That's a fucking. That sounds ridiculous. Like, the cover.
cover of it.
Yeah.
What was she upset about?
The fact that they showed a close up of her clit.